Hello, everybody out there. Some of you might have caught the beginning of my live broadcast, but it cut off because it told me that my internet connection was not fast enough. So I'm going to start again from the beginning. Pardon me if you heard this already. But first, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me for this. Welcome to Chapter 2 of Onward, Understand Emotions, which I think of as the bones of the entire book, all about emotions. Um, I'm really grateful that you are here and you're part of my extended community. And I am recording this today. I was attempting to broadcast live from Johannesburg, South Africa, where it is the middle of winter and it has just started pouring and it is cold. And so I am bundled up in, this is the only thing I've bought here in 3 weeks in South Africa, is a wool scarf because I am cold here. I'm in this region for 6 weeks exploring resilience in schools, in kids, resilience in communities, how the arts contribute to fostering resilience. And I'm learning so much about resilience also in myself and how to cultivate resilience in my child. I had no idea that this experience would take me deep into what it means to be a mother and cultivate resilience in my little person. But that's where it's taken me. That's the wonderful experience then of travel and journey and discovery as you go places you never expected to go. I've been writing a lot about this, and those blogs are finally starting to go live today, July 9th or something. I don't know what today is, but I know it's Monday. So they'll be going live on Onward the book, where I have already published a few of my Onward Abroad series, but there'll be more coming. So I hope you'll check those out. I'm so excited that you are beginning to dig into Chapter 2 of Onward. I hope that your experience in Chapter 1 was meaningful and rich and informative. And of course, I hope you're using the workbook. I have loved seeing people's reflections on social media, and a special call out to Lori Cohen, who has shared some pages from her workbook, and it seems like did every single page in Chapter 1, and that was just, I just can't tell you how much it means to me to see those comments and reflections, because writing is so solitary, and when I'm writing, I'm all by myself, and I'm thinking, is this going to resonate with people? Is this going to work? And yes, many of the activities I've tried and tested, but it's still a weirdly, like, you just have to have a lot of faith that you're producing what will be needed. I don't know. So Chapter 2 is, it's really what I wanted to write about in the entire book, which was, can we just have a conversation about our emotions? Because it really feels like, I felt like, as a teacher, as a new teacher, the message I got was like, check your emotions at the door. You can't bring them in. I mean, that's the message I feel like we get everywhere professionally, or have gotten. Maybe there's some shifts in the last 10, 15 years, but I've been in the workforce for 25 or a little bit more than that years. And the message to me in work as well as in society at large was sort of like, put your emotions somewhere else. We don't have space for them. We don't have time. They're a hindrance. There's something to manage, right? That language of emotional intelligence often uses the word manage, which I think is a very technical, industrial, capitalist term, really. And so this chapter, to me, was just about opening up a conversation about, can we talk about what we experience as educators and as human beings? So I hope that the chapter helps you in that exploration. What I wanted to share with you today is, I think, one of my favorite, wow, it's really wild out there because the sun is coming out now. There's like that really dark gray slate sky, and then the sun is popping on these bare trees. Do you want to see what it looks like? Let's see if you can see. Well, yeah, it's gonna adjust. I'm in a little hotel here. Yeah, you can't really see it. Okay, never mind. It's just kind of dramatic out there, which kind of reflects what it feels like here in Johannesburg, which is very dramatic, very intense. Johannesburg has been fascinating. I was going to share with you one of my favorite activities. It's in the workbook. I think it's also in the book because it's such a powerful way for us to become acquainted with and understand our emotions in a different kind of way that's not talked about in emotional intelligence. In other words, not just the management of emotions. The acronym for this process, and I did not create it. This comes out of really the mindfulness world. The acronym is RAIN, and the R stands for recognize. Recognize when you're having emotions. Accept. Oh, it's raining too. I made that connection. Accept that you're having the emotion. Don't try to push it away or wish it wasn't other. Just accept it. The I stands for investigate. Get curious about it. If you want, perhaps think about where it might come from, where it's showing up in your body, what it might want to tell you. And finally, the N stands for non-identification, which really means, to me, I always remember, is you are not your emotions. They come and they go, just like the weather. Now it's stopped raining. I have been using that so much this summer since I started my travels, because I'm actually I tend towards worry. I have a lot of worries. Like every day, I have a lot of worries. I also use a strategy that I read about in the book, in the workbook, called you can have a worry time. Like my worry time, I try to keep it to like 5 o'clock, from 5 to 5:15. I can worry. Or I have another activity, which is about putting your worry, writing out in the spines of a book and putting it on a shelf. But anyway, I worry a lot. And I just have so many things that I can anticipate with worry every day. And I have found this summer in traveling that really close to worry, right, is a lot of fear. And so I've been using this RAIN acronym this summer and just saying to myself, when I'm on an airplane and I really am afraid of flying a lot. I have a lot of afraid of flying. Or whatever, saying to myself, okay, recognize that I'm having fear. Okay, fear. Accept it. Just accept that it's here right now. Don't try to push it away. Investigate it softly, without judgment. Where might it be coming from? What could it be about? What might it be wanting to tell me? And then non-identification, right? So I tell myself, I am not my fear. It will pass. It's like weather. It's like a storm. It will pass. And just doing that, just going through that has helped. It helps it pass because you kind of come out of the intense grips of it. The other thing, two things related to this that have been fascinating. One is I have been trying to use RAIN a lot, recognizing the emotions, accepting them, particularly in all the moments when I feel neutral or good, some shade of neutral or good, right? Because then what I find is I'm not a neurotic person all the time. I'm not like totally constricted by worry and fear all the time. It's actually only a tiny little bit of the time. Most of the time, I'm actually feeling okay. And then the times when I'm feeling really good or joyful or really focused in a flowy kind of way, or I'm feeling really connected to my family, or I'm feeling excited. Those moments also, I have found, are so much more than I think, but they slip away because I just don't notice them. I don't take the time to pause and go to recognize them. Now, it's hard when I get to the non-identify, because at that point, I sort of feel like, wait, but I don't want to think about this going away. I want to keep it. I want to feel excited or loving or calm, and I want to keep it. So it's another good lesson in not getting too attached to your feelings and knowing that they come and they go and they come and they go. So that's something I want to encourage you to do. I think the summertime is a wonderful opportunity for us to just be in a different rhythm, whatever you're doing, even if that's working or teaching summer school, you're in a different rhythm, and to have these opportunities out of our normal routines to tune into how we're feeling. The other suggestion I wanted to make for you is when you are experiencing an emotion that feels uncomfortable, The strategy I've been using this summer on the airplanes a lot that's been really helpful is to imagine that uncomfortable feeling draining out of my hands and the soles of my feet, and visualizing that worry or that fear just leaving my body, leaving my being through my hands and my feet. And I visualize that. An accompanying exercise is to envision that every time you exhale, that worry leaves your body, leaves your being. And then perhaps every time I inhale, I imagine being filled with calm or tranquility. So that's just a couple of exercises that I've been using really committedly this summer and that have been really effective. And I've been using them for years and years. And it takes a lot of practice to create those really strong new neural pathways that we might remember and actually use more often. Um, I would love to hear about your experiences with this chapter, with the book, this chapter. I would love to hear whether that is on social media or in an email. I'm really easy to find. You can find me through my website. My email is Elena, Elena, at brightmorningteam.com. And, check the website for how to find me on social media. And thank you again for being here and for digging into this exploration. It really feels like something huge is possible with all of us digging into ourselves and our emotions and cultivating our resilience for the sake of our own happiness and well-being, contentness and joy, as well as for that of our children, our students, and our world. So thank you for being here and have fun with chapter 2. Don't forget to notice the fun, the moments of excitement. All right, that's it. Bye.